Open runner-up, and he's the Perry Open champion this year, or excuse me, in 2023. Fedor Gorst, right there. And he's about 22 now. You're 22 now? You're 23 now. Oh, you jumped in here. 23.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I know I just had my camera in the way. I'm going to be quiet here for a minute or two while the players get introduced. But you know the drill at this point. We're going to watch Fedor do some work against a new opponent, Jerome Rockwell. So I'll be quiet for a minute or two, and then we'll get to the action. They do shake hands. Looks like we're going to get started with the lag. I'm going to make sure I got my chat in front of me. What's up, everybody?
He's a two-time Super Billiard Expo Pro-Am champ, Matt Crowd. His opponent, not to be underdone, he's a winner on the Predator at Tri-State Tour.
As soon as the announcements are done, we'll do some housekeeping stuff. But in the meantime, let's watch Fedor rack his first set of balls and get after it. We're racing to 9 here at the Turning Stone Classic.
Another inside joke. All right, good luck. Go back over to table 9 from Oakland, Quebec. He's a cop. He's a policeman. We have a policeman in it. Watch it, people.
You know what? I think I'm going to turn the room noise down for a minute, and we'll get after it. Let's do our thing. We are going to be playing some music to cover up any copywritten music that plays in the venue. After the announcements are finished, I will turn the room sound back up so that we can hear the table and the pool room sound. But I want to say, first of all, shout out to Upstate Al and Digital Pool for allowing Fedor and I to collaborate to do this and allowing Fedor to use his own equipment to give you guys a stream. Here comes the music. There we go. We can turn it down just a touch. Right on, right on. Make sure that you're subscribed to the Digital Pool YouTube channel and you're following Upstate Al on Facebook so that you can catch all the action as they move into the quarterfinals, semifinals, and any action in between that you want to see on their featured stream table. Make sure you're following and subscribed in the right places over there. What's up, chat? Hey, what's up, everybody? David, what's going on? Tin Can Corner, Jason Money. Chris, what's going on? Chris Hall. Jason Foster, good to see all the regs in the chat. GWN, Brian LePasque, welcome, welcome, welcome. And shout out to all the new viewers on Fedor's channel. He's had a tremendous amount of new viewers coming to his channel. So hopefully a few of you guys get to be exposed to the game as it really is, because I know a lot of the new viewers are actually finding and subscribing to his channel because of his YouTube shorts. So this is what the game really is. Look at the speed control on that shot. Holy crap. And he's got an ideal angle to get underneath the 5. I wonder if the 5 passes here or not. He's playing the cue ball like it does. It either does pass there or he'll just, lay the cue ball up underneath here and hit the 5 to this side of the 9. Maybe he has a narrow pocket to find his way into. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name's Collins Newey. I have a channel called Post Up here on YouTube. We cover amateur content quite often, and then anytime professionals come into town to play in any of the big tournaments here at Hard Times Billiards in Sacramento, I cover those events as well. If you're interested in seeing more content like this where it's kind of a chill atmosphere, interactive with the chat, watching greatness and amateur pool alike, and reacting together, then definitely check out my channel, Post Up on YouTube. I try to keep things a little bit more, what would you call it, tight-laced and professional here on Fedor's stream because we're collaborating together, but over there we get pretty rambunctious. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check that out. Fedor gets the first game. 1-0. His opponent, Jerome Rockwell. Let's check out, see what kind of player we're dealing with here. He won his first match, so I'd assume he'd be solid enough. Jerome Rockwell. It's a cool name. Solid name, Jerome. 583 Fargo out of Florida. So he plays about even with me. Now, all that being said, the 583, it can be tough to keep your feet underneath you when you're playing a guy like Mr. Gorst. I thank you, Chris Hall. That's a really kind compliment, man. Really kind. Almost missed that 9. I didn't have a chance to see that. I was doing a couple things with the audio levels, but we got there anyway. See how he's breaking? I was watching him warm up, and the break looked like it was, not working. He was missing the 1 ball. But it looks like he made another ball. I wonder which one it was. I wonder if he's making, because he did make a ball on his warm-up break as well that wasn't the 1 ball. I wonder if it was the same ball in the rack. I wonder if he's found a different break that's working on this table. Gerard says, I think it's Shaw's tournament. Did Shaw play Torsten already? Do we know what the result of that match was? I can go check it out on Digital Pool. This is the featured tournament on Digital Pool. If you want to find the bracket, I think the link is in the video description, as well as if you just go to digitalpool.com and click on the tournaments tab, should take you directly to Turning Stone because it's the highest tournament on the list. Yeah, Jason Shaw beats Torsten Homan 9-3. He's playing John Mora next. What a freaking draw for those players. Holy crap, that flight of matches. 3 pros in 4 different matches in the same flight on the bracket. That's crazy. Blew through Torsten, they say. Was that on the stream table? Was that on the Digital Pool channel stream table on YouTube? I was working earlier, so I didn't have a chance to watch. Hey, Collins, maybe it's just mine today. Your audio seems a bit off. Your voice is not as clear as usual. Interesting. Thanks for the feedback. I'll have to watch it back and see if something has changed. It was on the stream table, yeah. Yeah, I must have missed out. I'll have to go back and watch the Reader's Digest version. I've got some rewatching to do. After what happened last night with Mr. Johnny on the mic, I got to go watch that. And then last night, or this morning, I got to watch that match. Thanks for the feedback, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Sounds like it sounds good. Fedor Gorst doing Fedor things, getting straight in on the 9 ball. Bink to the back of the pocket. Nice and smooth, nice and easy. We had a little break and run there, huh? Time to rack again for Jerome. Fedor's looking really sharp on this equipment, man. Vitali playing 2 Tall Jones next. Can we get a recap about Johnny? What happened last night? I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing. Just put it like that. He called one of the funnier things, if you're in the pool culture on social media, one of the funnier things that happened that I did see was Johnny called out a specific individual in the community and gave out his initials on stream. And then that player reached out to Johnny via message. And then Johnny said some things about him, saying that he was going to expose him, but then that player or that person in the community exposed himself. It was very funny if you watched it all unfold. I mean, it's pretty interesting community we have here in the game. It's so fun because it's such a tight-knit community. it's so fun that we get to, we can see everything instead of people playing politics. But hey, Fedor's got a dry break here, so we get to watch Jerome play some. He's got a nice kind of off-angle draw shot. He should be able to get through this ball without having to worry about the double kiss, I would think. Yeah. And the big shot right here, if he can play this ball, if he can miss the 9 with a high inside ball, it would be real nice to be able to just slide the cue ball like off the 2, straight down here. I got a little extra line there. Sorry about that, guys. If you just come off the 2 and straight down to this side of the ball, it would be real nice. It's a little bit tougher to play speed coming this way because then you're coming across the line, right? The shot line's right here. So you don't want to be coming across that line. It's going to be tough. He's got to hold the speed. Ooh, he found a nice spot on the rail, though, to pop off here. Straight into the shot line. Real nice. Barely missing the 6 ball. Nice shot by Jerome right there. Not that I'm aware of, Gerard. And I happen to know the guy he owes pretty well. Nice little rhythm here. He's a little straight. Gonna have to either punch off the rail here or play a draw speed to get a nice angle on the 6. Looking solid. This guy's got a nice rhythm. Gonna make me proud if he gets out here saying that I play as good as this guy. 583 Fargo you guys are watching right here. Gets perfect on the 7. Nice and close. He's gonna be able to get a very, very ideal angle on the 8 ball. The way I like playing it, I like playing this with like a high ball with a touch of inside to come underneath the 8. So that, yeah, like this, yeah. Don't want to come off the rail too far because you want to be able to slide down this way. Whoa, hello, mouse. Slide down this way. Right over here to the 9. Kind of like a stun shot with a touch of left spin. Ooh, he just stuns straight down the table. Perfect speed and gets out. Real nice. Some good cue ball there by Jerome Rockwell. Pretty impressive stuff for a 583 Fargo. But, I mean, any pro in the game, that's a very, very, very routine out. Ball's laid real nicely. But you still got to get there, you know? Still got to get there. Hello from Western Colorado. What's up, Gary Haas? If you're just now joining us, do want to give a shout out to Upstate Al and Digital Pool. Make sure you're subscribed to the Digital Pool channel on YouTube and Upstate Al on Facebook so that you can follow the featured stream of this tournament so you don't miss any of the big matchups. When Fedor ends up playing any of the big names, I'm sure that'll end up on the stream table. If he ends up playing somebody like Shaw or John Mora or anybody of the sort like that, you'll definitely want to be following those channels so that you don't miss it. Hey, thanks, Chuck-a-Luck. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, yeah, I'm going to turn the room sound back up just a touch. We do have to play music over it, so any copyright music played in the venue doesn't leak through on the stream. Actually, the venue music is pretty loud right now. I think I got to keep it about right there. Jerome the Butcher Rockwell left a mark. Dosito. Do you know this guy? Cue ball way underneath the 2. I'm assuming the 2 doesn't pass the 7. Even if it does, the 3 doesn't go. This might be the place to play safe. Maybe try to find a way to bank the 2 out this way and play the cue ball up this way. Kind of tough to control both balls, but if you can find the right angle to bank the 2, then all you have to do is play cue ball. Yeah, he's trying to do something like that. Yeah, stuns the cue ball. I wonder if he got behind the 7 or if he left a window. Tough to tell from this angle. I like the one rail approach he took right there. Just play all cue ball one rail up behind the 7 right here. That was a nice shot to find. Well, Cody Parker, I think we tried. Look at this with the jump shot, almost making it. I can't believe he got over that 7. Or maybe he only had to jump the 4. See, with shots like this now, when I'm playing safe here, I'm trying to find a way. If the 3 doesn't pass, I'm trying to find a way to get the cue ball up in here. And you want to disturb these balls right here so that they're not clustered up anymore if you can. See, just playing the cue ball behind there is nice to force your opponent into a tougher spot. But when you're playing a guy like Fedor, you're probably not getting ball in hand here, right? So you got to really get them on the balls and open them up if you want a chance to get out. That's how guys at the level of the game like Fedor punish everybody. Like especially if he didn't get the hook. That's not going to do the trick. See how close Fedor gets to the 9 ball there? He almost nudged it out of the way so that the 3 passed to the lower left corner, or sorry, the upper left corner, but the 3 definitely goes in the upper right corner now. 3 definitely goes over here now. So there's no real future on the kick here for getting safe. So you're really just trying to play speed only, get a full hit, and send the 2 right up to the middle of this rail. Yeah, this is going to be a sellout. Fedor's just so good at putting you in a tough spot where you're almost guaranteed to sell out. Nice shot by Fedor. Todd Michael says, APA 5 here. I understand that there's an absolute huge difference between a 500 Fargo and an 800 Fargo. Still, 580-ish is nothing to scoff at. They aren't the next level, but still better than most. There's a massive difference between a 500 Fargo and a 600 Fargo. 500 Fargo, you can see some days, seems like they just seem to get out quite often, but it doesn't happen as often, where a 600 Fargo is almost like expected to have those days most of the time, where when the balls lay nice, they just get out. Well, he came up short on the 3 ball here. Came up short on the 3 ball here, so he's going to have to make a good shot here if he wants to convert this inning into a win. And also shout out to the 530 people watching. Don't forget to click that like button, guys. Feed that algorithm if you like the content. Show other people that you like it. You know, the other thing that the like button does, it doesn't only help other people find the stream, it also helps you find more stuff similar to this, because the algorithm will find other people. You know, it takes all the people who clicked the like button and it profiles them. And all the other stuff that you click the like button on, or people like you click the like button on, it helps you find the other content the other people like as well, if that makes sense. Helps you find more stuff that you like that maybe you didn't know about before. Ooh, he clipped the 5. Unlucky. I wonder if Fedor goes for the run out or if he just shoots the combo here. If the 4 doesn't pass the 7, I think you just shoot the combo, right? Easy peasy. There it is. There it is. 3-1. That's awesome, Todd. That's awesome. That's awesome, Shavi Singh. Shavi, I was talking about maybe even other players that provide content of similar quality. Who knows? Maybe you'll find somebody in the future that you like following just as much as you like Fedor. That's the thing that I learned. The thing that I learned about feeding the algorithm, I learned through Spotify, the music service. Once I started clicking that little heart on Spotify for any song that I really, really liked, that even if I had never heard the song before, but I liked the feel of it, I liked the vibe, I'd click that button. And now Spotify just shoots out all kinds of music from artists that I've never heard of that I love. I love the sound. So the same thing goes for YouTube. They use a similar product, similar algorithm. Cue ball's coming up short here. No, maybe it's going to roll forever. And I think the 4 passes into the same pocket. Yeah, this is going to do the trick. Pretty standard stuff from here. Jonathan Segura, right on, man. Shavi Singh, that is so cool to hear. That is exactly his goal. That is really cool to hear. Has Archer played yet today? Do we know? Has Archer played yet today? I saw that he lost 3 games to a 497 Fargo last night. Let's see if he went hill with. Oh no, that wasn't him. Never mind. Chris Crawford lost 3 games. 3 games to Chris Crawford as well. Who's a 509 from Massachusetts. I would assume that would be the Chris Crawford because that's the closest one. Playing a guy named Barry Hetherington next. Fedor Gorst, another game. 4-1. That's Captain America to you. Touche, sir. Touche, Don. Well, that's true, William. Anyone can beat anyone in a game of 9-ball, for sure. There's a local 705 Fargo that in a tournament about 5 months ago, he lost a race to 8 to like a 420 Fargo. Hill. So anything's possible. If the stars align, I can beat Fedor. If the stars just absolutely align and he misses a few 8s or 9s or something like that, I could find a way. I got to play good, though. I don't think anyone's dogging the guy. I think we're just observing, that's all. Speaking of Fedor missing, Fedor misses a pretty routine 1-ball on the side. What's up, Jennifer Rabbit? What's going on? Oh, Rodney's in the tournament too. Rodney, I hope Rodney wins. Did you guys hear what Rodney Morris said he was going to do with whatever he wins in this tournament? What an honorable thing to do, Rodney Morris. Brian Lepask, no, it was Angelo Ines. Okay, big shot here for Jerome Rockwell. If he can float to the other side of the 4 or maybe back and forth. Ooh, he overcuts the 2. Gets a little jelly roll getting the hook, it looks like. That's right. Jonathan Segura knows it. He said anything he wins in this tournament, he's going to donate straight to Mika Immonen to help cover his medical expenses for Mika battling stage 4 cancer. What an honorable thing to do. Dude, Wake and Bake, actually, that's a good point. Rodney Morris played in a number of Mosconi Cups, right? 2, 3, 4 of them. Absolute class act, Rodney. He lived in Lincoln, California, which is really close to Sacramento for, I think, like 6 to 8 months or something like that a while back. Had a chance to have a couple of conversations with him. Never really got to know him, but super nice guy. He was actually really close with Amar as well. Good friend of Amar Kang. Right. So Jerome does get another look at the 2-ball, cuts it in, gets a shot on the 4, overcuts it. Oh, barely finds the pocket. And he's going to overroll the cue ball to shoot the 6 in the side. Look at this. Dead on the rail, but if you make the ball, you got a good chance to get out. Ain't that the truth, Jason Foster? Ain't that the god dang truth? Gonna miss it. Oh my gosh, these pockets are quite forgiving right now. It looked like for sure he was clipping the rail. I think he must have clipped the rail right here and it bobbled in. Must be new felt, new cloth. But at any rate, Jerome is getting there. One more ball to have a quite favorable shot on the 9-ball. One last straight stroke is all it takes. No, it's just not going to be Jerome's day. That being said, he's done some good stuff on the table so far. Any low Fargo action at hard times today? Big Queen. Live from Kalamazoo, Ethan Bast, what's up? Well, I think Fedor would agree, Stephanopoulos, I think Fedor would agree that the 9-ball that he shot earlier, at least that's what the chat is saying, kind of wiped its feet quite a bit on the way in as well. I think always is kind of a strong word to say that I'm always saying that the pockets are forgiving. Just observing. Ethan Bast, I'm glad you like it, man. Little kiss on the 3, it looks like. Gotta love that half ball hit on a ball that's on the short rail that leaves you straight in. Gotta like it. Ooh, coming up just a touch short here. I'm actually probably just salty with how tight the tables here at Hard Times are playing right now, because the tables here at Hard Times, they've got 4.5-inch pockets just like these tables, and probably 3 or 4 of the balls that I've seen fall in just in this match would have hung up here at Hard Times, just because the cloth is so worn in, and we're kind of playing in humid conditions out here, so the rails are really grippy. mean, you can see here. Is this going to work? Here. Hello? Maybe it won't work. Huh. All right. Well, we'll just move past that idea. Fedor Gorst gets out again. Nine to 1, Fedor wins. Just a guess. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 3 to 4 games Jerome gets another game, because he's already proven that he's, you know, a really solid ball pocketer, and he's got a good cue ball on him. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 9 to 2, 9 to 3. Love it, David Black. Love it. GWN says the pockets are apparently 4 1/4 according to Al's stream. Oh, okay. They tightened them up, maybe? Compared to last year? I think Fedor was, I mean, not last year, but 6 months ago, the last Turning Stone Classic, they were 4 1/2. So I think we were just assuming they were the same tables. Got to change this song. What is this? What is this song going on here with the accordion? Next. To Fedor, they all look like 4 1/2. Stephen Wood, yeah, I'm going to try to do all the ones that I'm available for. I'm going to try to hang out with you guys for every match that I'm available for. I should be available the rest of the weekend, though, so unless I do have Friday Night Fights on my stream tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific on Post Up on YouTube. We're going to watch a couple of amateur matches, you know, cheap action, 100 each, 200 each, but we have some fun, so yeah, if there's a match conflicting with that, I will have to go with my stream, so. Ooh, interesting spot here. Interesting spot here. I wonder what he'll do, because it looks like he can get the cue ball between the 7 and the 9, maybe. But is he going to try to just check the cue ball and come back up the window? He's looking right now to see what he's going to do, but you could do that, or you could play the cue ball out this way back to kind of around center table, but then you might have to deal with the 9 if you go that way, if you get an angle on the 7. Ooh, he could bump the 7. Too good. Too good. That's smart, too. Janice Strope, I'm really glad you like it. I really appreciate those, you know, vocal about the positive feedback, because as we all know, everyone who's heard of the app called Yelp, those with negative reviews are a little bit more vocal, I think. But I'm glad there's people out there that do like it. Thank you so much for the feedback. William McDowell says, I'd bump the 7 conveniently right after he watches Fedor bump the 7. I'm just kidding. You might have said it before, and the chat delay got me, but still funny either way. Oh, Rich Allison, you can see Fedor's. You can see this table in the back room on Al's stream. Less of a delay. Yeah, there's probably about a 25 second delay after, like, it happens about 25 seconds before you guys see it, I think. Well, I did say earlier I wouldn't be surprised if Jerome got another game, but if Fedor doesn't let him back to the table, that's going to be pretty tough to do. And he does get a window here. The 2 ball's kind of covered up by the 6, though, guys. 2 balls kind of covered up by the 6. Let's see how he attacks it. He's looking at taking a thin cut on the 2 ball, but even if you do that, there's a lot of traffic through this line right here. So if you end up too thin on the 2 ball, right? You end up thin on the 2 ball, you're going to have to play somewhere like above the 7 and come back across here. It'd be interesting to see how he picks through this. No, not going to work. Not going to work. And I don't think the jump is on offer. I think he's just too far away to land on the 2 and not straight enough. Safety incoming. Rumor has it a certain lady is playing on Friday Night Fights tonight. Yes, indeedy. Myla Mai makes her return to Friday Night Fights on Post Up. Playing a young man named Michael, and I actually don't know Michael's last name. He's a friend of mine from a local dive bar. We've played each other many times, but the 2 of them should be a fun match to watch. I'm sure Myla's going to be in her 4-inch heels with the thigh-high boots on, playing for 100 each. If you want to have any idea what I'm talking about, go subscribe to Post Up. She's a great gal, Myla. She's a sweetheart. One second. Here, let me put you guys on mute 1 second. Okay, we're back. Are jump cues allowed in this? Yeah. I believe. No, you might have to jump with your break cue. It says it on the flyer. I forget every year. Between this and Derby, I don't know what any of the rules are. Let's check. The chat will know right away for sure. No jump cues. Yeah, but you can jump with your break cue, right? Oh, here's Jerome's chance I was talking about. Yeah, this is the one that's always no jump cues. That's right, guys. Thanks. Thanks for checking me on that. Here we go, Jerome. Get a nice angle here and make one decent shot on the 6 ball. You should be out. Decent shot on the 6 ball because there's a teeny bit of traffic with the 9. But it should be negotiable. I mean, just to stun straight back to center table. Let's go Shorer for the cheese. Jason Foster. Ooh, he's going to come up short. That's okay. He can play the 9 in the same pocket. Here we go. Jerome Rockwell. Cry Now, Laugh Later says, no disrespect, but can you explain to me the value of having the commentator pictured in the top right corner? Don't ask me. Just ask the other people watching. Watch this dude runs a 6-pack. Yeah, right. Nice out, though, by Jerome Rockwell. Good cueing right there. I'll put it this way. Okay, I'll give my answer. online outside of pool. So pool has been in its own bubble online for the better part of a decade now. And online, when you're doing live streaming, especially with a chill, like interactive environment, every other content on the planet has the person who's talking on screen, so you kind of feel like you're in the room with them. Pool is one of the only ones left where in a chill environment like this, you don't have the person on screen. Now, in a professional like sports broadcasting model where it's very much only focused on the game and not really interactive, it doesn't make any sense to have the voices on screen. But that's our feel. Fedor and I both come from the same culture of watching live streams. And that's the way it is, like, across the board. In video games, in table games, anytime it's like a chill, interactive environment. And also, for me personally, when you hear me talking and you can see my facial expression, because sometimes my voice isn't very good at, like, emoting what I'm feeling, you can see my facial expressions and stuff too, so you really know how I feel about what I'm saying all the time. So, yeah, that's kind of my spin on it. Hopefully you understand. I know it's not for everybody, but it's just what we've decided to do together. It's not only my decision. Fedor and I talk about this stuff together, and we decide together. So anyway, thanks for listening. Back to the game. Jerome, our boy Jerome, is in a tough spot here. It is really tough to not sell out here, even though he can see the edge of the ball. I don't know how you don't sell out here. Just play perfect speed with the 8 ball. That's how. Just control both balls the perfect speed to cover him with the 8. Nice shot. Ike, relax with the peanut butter belly time. Matt Poland. Okay, dude. Okay, well, he staved off the FedorGorst for one more shot, but now what? It's a little bit better position here, though, for playing safe. I mean, you got more options here than the last shot, I think. But still not easy. I kind of like the idea of what he's looking at right here, like sending the cue ball out this way and hopefully not getting some type of scratch. And maybe the 2 ball banks back down this way. He's just cutting at the 2. Oh, he's going to scratch off the 4, and Fedor's going to have a chance to get to the hill. The 3-6 combo lays a little funny. I wonder what he'll do there. Nice. With ball in hand, just gets to the backside of the 3, and the rack is wide open. Gorst, rail yard billiards, looking sharp as ever. Dude, the way he punches the ball, it's so sick. Hey, big shout out again to Digital Pool and Upstate Owl. Make sure you're subscribed to Digital Pool's YouTube channel and Upstate Owl. Follow him on Facebook so that you don't miss any of the coming top-notch matches on that stream. Boom. Fedor Gorst on the hill. Breaking on the hill, I don't think he's made the one in the side a single time. Maybe once. This time he finds the side pocket. 2-ball tracking towards the side as well. Where's it going to lay up? It's going to lay up with a little hookage. Little hookage. I think next time we go live, guys, I'll turn down the latency so you have less of a delay. We just wanted to make sure, because we're using a new streaming process, he's using more different equipment out there in the field, so we wanted to make sure that everything came through smoothly, but it has been, so we'll update it for the next stream. Make sure that you guys are right up to date with the action. Justin Johnson says, so it's my understanding that for every 100 Fargo points that a person is twice as good. So a 500 versus a 600, the 600 is roughly twice as good according to Fargo, so 500 to 800. So Justin Johnson, because the phrase somebody is twice as good is like fairly subjective as far as like what are you defining as good, the way that they define it is for every 100 Fargo points difference between two players, on average, you're talking, and you're not talking about just between those two players, but across a population. So if you take all the 500s versus all the 600s, the win-to-loss ratio across that whole population would be 2-1. So the 500s will win one game for every 2 games that the 600s will win. So there are some, because good, a player can do something good, like maybe one player's really good at kicking, and the other player's really good at running balls, right? But maybe the player that's good at kicking is also good at playing safe. So now all of a sudden, the straight-up matchups 1-1, like a 500 versus a 600, isn't always guaranteed to be a 2-to-win loss ratio, but it's across the population, so everything's an average, right? So on average, a 500 versus an 800 wins 2, 4, 8. So a 500 wins one game for every 8 games that an 800 wins on average across the whole population. So that's what it is. It's a logarithmic scale, and it's never designed to tell you exactly how 2 specific people should match up. But if you had like 10 500s and 10 600s and everybody was rolling the dice about who they should play for every single match, then it should average out like over, 1,000 games. So it's a little bit more, statistical than like straight up telling you how to match up. Oh, Todd Michael. That's a good question. When we do the post-match interview, maybe I can ask him that. copy that question and paste it back in the chat when we're doing the post-match interview so that I can remember to ask him and exactly how you were asking it. So a score of 9-2 is a good example, except he's a 580. He's a 580, so that's kind of close to 600. It's a 250 Fargo spread, so it's close. Yeah, he's a 580, so I think he needed 2.5 games to get past that point. So if Jerome gets a third game, then technically it'll help his Fargo go up, I think. It's close. Correct, William McDowell. That's why it's not a measure of someone's skill. It's a measure of how they perform in a given population or across the population of pool players. And it's represented in a logarithmic scale. It's kind of a heady way to describe it, but that's like specifically what it is. Fedor Gorst, meanwhile, having a chance to end it right here, and it's looking pretty juicy. Every ball just about a hanger. Nocten Nights. Yeah, it would be way too much data. It would be too difficult to accurately record the data, and it would be, because so much of that is subjective, and then it would be such a large data pool that it would be tough to compute. Looks like this is it, guys. So after this 9-ball, Fedor Gorst will advance to the next round. Little shake of the hand there. And he will play the winner between Dave Pinkston and Kevin Clark. So he's going to do a little, I think we're going to do a Skype call, so let me pause the video. He's going to put up his cues. Let me see if he's trying to Skype in right now. One sec, guys. Not quite yet. There we go. We can just sit here, chill, listen to music together until he's ready. All right, later, Jonathan Segura. Make sure you hang out. Oh, yeah, we got to make it official. Boom, 9-2. Make it official there. Make sure you hang out for a bit if you want to hear the post-match interview. And also see when he's planning to play next. See if he's going to hop in here. Kevin Clark is a great shot out of Pennsylvania. Let me see if I can see that Fargo. Kev Clark. .721 Fargo out of Pennsylvania. That's a solid player. That'll be a tough match on this equipment. Let me see if he's messaging me on Facebook right now. Sorry. See what he says. I just sent him a message. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes, guys. So let me kill the music. Yo, get in here. Get in here. What's up, dude? How'd you feel?
I felt a little bit better this match.
Better than last match.
Yeah, last match, the first few wrecks I was rushing because I wasn't sure if I did everything good with the stream. And I was worrying too much.
I see. Yeah, you looked pretty
match,
solid. I mean, a couple of those runouts.
I looked okay. I didn't play like my A game, but he was wrecking good. You know, I was making the wing ball a lot, and most of the time I had a look on the ball after the break. So
yeah, were you even trying to make the one ball for most of those breaks? I was asking or mentioning to the chat. It looked like it was going quite high pretty often.
Well, in the beginning of the match, I was checking the rack, and I saw that the wing ball was wired. So I was just trying to make the wing ball and swing the one ball somewhere, and try to control the cue ball as best as I can. But I was just trying to make the wing ball and hope for the best.
Right.
But in the end of the match, I wasn't checking the rack because I didn't think that, I'm not trying to check the rack all the time because I don't think it's like a great etiquette.
Sure.
Or what's the right?
But if someone gives you a reason to want to check, you're going to get in there, right?
Well, yeah, when you play like the last stages of the tournament, you play like Jason or I don't know, like John Mora or whoever, like good players, and they're checking my rack, I will be doing the same thing.
Right.
When my opponent is not checking my rack, like I don't feel like it's proper for me to go out there and worry about how he wrecked for me.
Sure. Hey, I saw an interesting question in the chat earlier, right before you were finishing the match. A guy named Todd Michael asked. He meant to ask last night, after Fedor switched to 60/60 / Viking, he played at Mosconi. What was the white sleeve he had over the grip of his cues? Looks like he isn't using it now. Yeah,
I was using it when I was playing with Lucas for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then I took it off. So Jeremy Jones's wife, Amy, she bought them from Fort Worth Billiards. I used to, when I played with Q-Tech, the last couple of months I was playing with the silicone wrap from Molinari that I bought in Philippines.
Yeah.
So I kind of got used to that feeling of rubber, in my hand, because I'm always gripping my cue by the very end, where most cue companies they don't put any wrap on the end of the cue.
Mm-hmm.
So I was using the silicone wrap because I have really sweaty hands, so It helps me grip the cue better.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm a wrapless guy. I got real dry hands, so wrapless is always
that's a really good problem to have because when you have sweaty hands and sweaty chin, you have to put a lot of powder.
Well, just go outside and swing a hammer a few days a week. It'll dry things up real quick. I think it's because I'm a carpenter, but anyway, cool. So the chat was asking about the pockets. I think yesterday we said that they were 4.5 inches, but the chat was saying that on Upstate Owls they're 4.25 is what they were saying. Do you happen to know or have any privy to any information, or are they just playing fairly soft because the cloth is pretty new?
I think it's 4.5. They look pretty big and they play big. So I don't think they would make one table 4.25 and the rest 4.5. Upstate Owls table was the next one to mine. So
right.
I looked at it and I think it's 4.5 as well.
Okay, well, there's your answer, guys. I'm looking through the chat, and I'm not really seeing anything else at the moment. But, do you know what time you play next?
10 o'clock, I think. 10 o'clock Eastern, so that's...
You're 10 o'clock tonight, right?
5 hours from now.
Yeah, so I've got a Friday night fight to do. I've got a stream, so you'll be going solo on that one.
Sure.
Yeah. So hopefully we can work out something with. I guess you won't have a scoreboard, but.
Well, maybe we can somehow set it up to where Jason will commentate and some music will be rolling.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, everybody, thanks again for tuning in and for hanging out. And if you want to follow his whole journey through this tournament, don't forget to subscribe. All right, guys. On to the next one.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right. Later.
Later on.